So to start, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Sure. My name is Isha. I recently graduated from SFU BD in a concentration of marketing. Um, and by recently, I mean a year and a half ago. And I immediately started working at Caboose, which is it's a family business that I've had a lot of familiarity with. And just with my degree, it kind of was just a natural fit. And then I started working there full time as in general, an operations manager, but more specifically, maybe I would say marketing specialist. Yeah.
Into marketing, analytics, and digital strategy at Caboose. So tell me a little bit more in depth about what you do.
In depth. So I would say I would have to give a little bit of a background on the company first. So Caboose started as, and it still is, majorly a e-commerce furniture business. Our two main value propositions are that we are made in Canada. So, that's quality, we're local, we want to support that. And we provide customizations to an inch of to an inch. It's usually how I say it. So any product that we have, you can customize, how long, how deep, how high. You can customize the legs, the color of them, the stain, the material, two seats, one seat, all of that. So those are our main value propositions. And the market is obviously a very, very big one for furniture. So it's hard to distinguish yourself, especially as a small business. But we have been around for a long time, and I do think it's because of our digital strategies that we're able to kind of always hit, the point that we need to, which is yes, everyone can have the same designs we can. They can, maybe make similar materials, have similar um, looking products, but our difference will always be our customer service. Our dedication to providing that service and that luxury experience online, as well as made in Canada. So our marketing and digital strategies really rely heavy on us promoting those value propositions and making sure people know the difference and what they're really getting with us and providing that experience with customer service as well. So that's all starts with lead generation as well as keeping ourselves top of mind for people because furniture is such a big ticket item. People consider a purchase for months at a time.
Yeah, so that's really interesting. With furniture being such a high consideration purchase, how do you
Mhm.
structure your ads and your campaigns to effectively guide customers through the buying journey?
Yeah, so like I said, we're kind of in a, as consumers, we're constantly being bombarded by ads. As soon as you search for one thing, you're constantly going to get ads for that, that item. So let's say if I search furniture, I'm going to get probably ads from all of our competition. So it really just depends on we on targeting. So we really, we're just Canadian. We only ship around Canada, so we really obviously that geographically is one thing. Really targeting the ads to the age group that can afford us, people who would care about made in Canada. So that target, as well as what is actually in the content that we're showing. So are we showing big text with like just the important things? Are we really making good use of that ad space by showing, our sale percentage that's off, and this all relates to constantly looking at analytics, seeing what's working, seeing what's not. For example, uh, if we have a sale coming up, sometimes a consideration is, do we want to put the sale amount that, hey, this couch is now $3,000, or do we want to say that it's 30% off, right? So the analytics will tell us that. We'll maybe do some testing and then we'll go from there.
Okay, so can you walk me through the process of how you analyze performance data to identify areas for improvement?
Sure. So because we are primarily e-commerce, I would say that there's a couple of programs that we lean heavily on. So one is going to be GA or GA4 now, to track kind of events, clicks, impressions, the time people are spending on the specific page. It gives us a lot of insight. But sometimes that can't really tell you the bigger picture, the big story, full story. There's actually another application called Full Story, and we can actually filter using specific parameters some sessions that can show us, for example, if we are seeing numbers that people are spending a lot of time on this one page, does that mean that page is good, or is there an issue on there that people are trying to figure out? So Full Story will actually show us a screen recording of our clients' sessions, and from there we can kind of get a little more insight, like where specifically are they on the site? Are they looking? Can they not find a specific dimension? Are they trying to find, a material that they got in their swatch kit that's maybe not on that product page? So things like that. It's just one example of kind of using the analytics and then, putting it into action.
That's really interesting, actually. And can you actually share an example of a significant improvement you made or implemented based off your analysis?
So recently we added a bunch of new products, but we weren't seeing a lot of traffic on them. And something I realized is that for our older products, we had like this, where I hovered and you see a lifestyle image of that sectional, paired with a chair, coffee table that you would have, and it helps you better envision that.
Yeah.
For some of the newer ones, which are a little lower, we were missing those. So adding those just helped, helped increase the sales.
Share an example of a significant improvement you implemented based on your analysis.
Sure. So as of recent, this would kind of be an example related to the analytics, but also what was happening in the market. So around September, October, there's an influx in people purchasing condos and apartments. And so that led to us getting a lot of inquiries about sofa beds and specific products that we carry that kind of maximize space. Because obviously now in condos, you don't have the same amount of space you would in a house. So from there, I was able to see that a lot of our products that fall into the apartment friendly category didn't have all the materials that we recently added available to click on the website. So we were able to kind of prioritize putting that up. So we were spending less time answering questions like, yes, that product is available in that material. Because again, like I said, one of our main value propositions is customizations. So we don't want to be in the position where we have to clarify that we can do something. It should be clear. You should have the full shopping experience online. So that was something that we had to recently kind of work on, and it was found through numbers.
Okay, that's really interesting. So with furniture being such a big purchase, product visualization is a really crucial aspect. So how do you guys kind of make yourself stand out or even manage your photos so customers want to buy your products over others?
For sure. So I think something we've learned, especially just being primarily online for so long, is that sometimes a product can look very different online, especially if it's a plain rendering of the product on a plain white background. It can still look nice, but sometimes it can, when it's actually produced and someone receives it, a lot of the times it was like, hey, I didn't think it would look like that, or proportionally it was off with, what I thought. So something we started doing to combat that is actually to input that product into a real life kind of lifestyle. We call it lifestyle images. Obviously, we're not able to do that in real life. It's a lot of production to actually take real photos of new product stage with a chair, matching coffee table, a nice rug, good lighting. So we're actually able to create that with renderings. So we kind of created a few different scenes. For example, like one during daytime, one during nighttime, to kind of cover few different moods, different styles, interior design, things like that. So that really helped people realize like, oh, that sectional is actually really low and I want that or I don't want that. So now I can shop better. And also it helps them see like, oh yeah, my house kind of looks like that. I would love to have that in my house. So, it just kind of helps with, and sometimes it just catches their eye, so it sticks in the back of their brain for a while. Because again, like you said, furniture, people will sit on that decision for months at a time,
Yeah.
and they really, and obviously it's an expensive one, so they can't. Sometimes if they need to get not just one item but a few different, they will, sit on that decision. So we also now have leaned more into the design aspect and provide design consultations, and brought on an interior designer in-house as well who can help do that. So just focusing on pushing that last little bit, and like I had mentioned previously, there was an issue kind of with a few products that we knew were popular not having all the materials available. So taking from that, there was also people who we realized want to see, one off product that we have. That means maybe it's a new product or it's not part of like a grandfathered collection. Maybe they want to see that in a specific custom configuration in a specific color. We started doing. We've always done that, but we started doing is adding on the extra step of showing them a 3D rendering of the product before they were buy it. So it actually helps them a lot to again visualize it in their home. We're able to put, if they send us a picture of their home, we're able to kind of slide that into the rendering. So yeah, things like that.
Okay, and so I guess that has to do some with AI. So I'm wondering, like, do you work closely with AI or during social media or product mock-up or yeah, anything like that?
That's a good question. Well, technically, we haven't actually dived into AI or AR at all. A couple of our competition has. They do have, the capability to use AR. So you can click on a product and kind of place it in your room and see like that. And we are working on that, but again, we're a smaller business, so we have to really make sure we're allocating our budget in the right areas. So I haven't been able really to find the numbers that show me that that's really important. But to answer your question of how we do it, it's actually just through some a couple of programs by Autodesk. They do. It's called oh my god, I'm blanking on it, but there's a couple of programs on Autodesk that just help us do our product renderings, and we've been using them for years. They still work, and they can give us high quality productions where you can zoom in, you can see the amount of detail, the lighting hits exactly where it would on a real life product, just to kind of emulate that real life shopping experience. We're able to do that just with our in-house rendering team, and we don't have to use a render farm or anything. It's just kind of in-house. So
Okay.
yeah, not AI yet, but yeah, it's working.
Okay. That was all really helpful, and I mean, I hope Caboose has a lot of success. And thank you for joining and sharing all of this for me and my classmates.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.